What's going on, YouTubers? This is LA Prepper here with a very unique find. This is some roll-on luggage. And the reason I'm making this video is not to talk about roll-on luggage in the sense that you can put clothes in it and go on a trip. That is pretty standard usage for these types of Bob Mackie roll-on things. But I am actually going to be trying to get all this stuff, some of the stuff in here, tools and various things. I hope you like my my leopard print tool carrier. It's a pencil carrier, but the freaking store they only had a leopard print one and like another one when I was there. So anyways, in case you're wondering why I have leopard print tool holders, whatever works, right? But anyways, so I'm going to kind of talk about how I'm going to put some tools in it. But, honestly, water's heavy, food's heavy, tools are heavy, ammo's heavy. If you want any sort of mobility, and not just, it doesn't have to be bugging out. It could be something as simple as, moving stuff to like a cabin or another property, or just moving stuff around your house, or just sort of in general being ready to put stuff in the car. If you say you have a bunch of ammo and a bunch of tools and a bunch of food and a bunch of water and all this stuff that if shit hits the fan, you need to move and go to a separate location, even if you don't need to like bug out forever. Maybe it's just like a flood and you got to get out of the house for a couple weeks and you don't want your stuff getting damaged. It's going to be nice to have some of your valuables and some of your stuff packed, ready to go, and not have them all separate and all in different places. And even, stuff like some food. I mean, unless you're one of those, rich preppers that's buying like years and years of dehydrated food and buckets and stuff like that. If you're kind of like the average prepper like me and you're just buying like cans of food and bags of beans, dried beans and things, I actually have some grocery bags over by my food stuff if I ever need to grab a bunch of it and go. But, it's nice. It's just nice to be mobile. It's nice to be organized. And, I think to look at this and say, well, I only use that stuff for luggage, I think it's a real waste because it has just a lot of... a lot of storage options. Nice big front pocket here. You could keep like, I don't know, cordless drill and something in there. Nice little fold pocket here. Good for like drill bits, things like that. Let's open up this bad boy. It actually does have an expandable seam, which is that seam right there. I don't even know where the main zipper on this thing is. Here we go. Oh, no, I think... Is this the top zipper? This might be the... Oh, no, this is the main zipper. Okay. So, yes, this is a premium quality bag. At any rate, we have a big kind of main pouch here. It's looking good. Oh, wow, this is cool. It's actually like a... Weird. It's almost like a protective bag to kind of separate out the mechanism, but what's cool is that it actually does give you access. Like if I wanted to lube it, I could, pop the pins and push it all the way out or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Sort of a little, oh no, I pulled my little straps out. Oops, I pulled these little guys out. But anyways, that's kind of a cool little feature. Be neat to make some little pockets and put some like valuables in there or something. So not a ton of storage options in the middle, but that's okay because I have kind of a lot of big tools. So what I'm planning on doing is somehow making like a divider in here. Like ideally, I would sort of have like one layer of foam with some cutouts for some tools and stuff. And then the whole thing would like sandwich open or butterfly open, either that way or this way. Probably this way because I have this stuff, and then I would have a bunch more tools in the flap or tray or whatever, and then I would just have like some miscellaneous stuff. But I think it would be cool because if I could put, I could probably I have kind of a sizable. I mean, I don't have a ludicrous amount of tools, but definitely enough to fill that bag. It would be a little bit heavy if I try to put all this and all this in the bag, but what I'm trying to do is sort of segment out like the more common stuff that I use, like cordless drills and pliers and, end snippers and stuff, with some of the more uncommon stuff like extension cords, clamps, little mini sledgehammers and stuff like that. So if I can kind of put all my regular stuff in one bag and then have the roll-on be sort of like my specialty bag, I can kind of leave this in the car or take it with me if it's close, if I just have to roll it down the street. Because honestly, I don't always get a park right in front of these people's houses. And, it's not the biggest deal carrying your tools, but when you have like 50 or 60 pounds of tools and you're walking a couple blocks, it's nice. It's nice to have some options. So at any rate, just thought I'd share with you kind of like a different idea on, and this was free. One of my neighbors was throwing it away. They had another one, and let me tell you, I was pretty tempted to take both of them, especially because I don't have a roll-on luggage. So even though this is a little bit big to kind of be considered carry-on, but at any rate, this is my brand new used Bob Mackie roll-on, and I'll show you why they got rid of it. As far as I can tell, the only reason why they got rid of it was that this little buckle on the side here is kind of torn a little bit. But luckily for me, even though it is stitched, it looks like it's kind of screwed in too. So what I'm going to try to do is cut these stitches, redo this strap, and I don't, I'm down to like try to screw something in. I'm not sure if I'm trying to stitch all this all the way around. I could do it by hand, but the problem is there's I think there's stuff. Yeah, there's kind of like this plate here. So I think, well, if the plate is secured by the screws, maybe I can take off the plate and then thread this by hand. I was thinking about gluing it down, but glue just never seems to last as long as you would like, especially on a surface that might get a little bit of flex or bumped into. But at any rate, there's the bag. Yeah. What do you think? Would you use this to store some preps in, to put some tools in? Or do you think I'm crazy? Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about different ways of moving your stuff if shit hits the fan.